Remember this person? Yeah, here's some news. They're back. They came back after staying in the hospital for 2 weeks, and they were still around, but on some alts they never specified, because of course they didn't want to be caught in 4K, especially by people who blocked them, or people who called them out, like me. When they returned, in 2 days, they uploaded 2 videos. The first one announced their return to the masses of YouTube.
Hello guys, me and Yuri are back. And by the way, I was talking to you guys in the hospital, so those accounts were not fake. It was me, it was us. Because after all, Yuri is real. So see, she is real.
Sorry, buddy, still the same space of air you pointed to. You may see her, but unless she somehow interacts with the users in the video aside from talking to you, you haven't proven Yuri's real.
Which also too, these are some of my own cuts right here. So yeah, once once my internet's working again, all you trolls are banned. Also too, for that spider creature, you said you want to kill yourself. Just overdose on pills, like I tried to. So yeah.
As you heard at the end, aside from showing one of their own cuts, they replied to a person who wanted to commit suicide, which Yuri Jackson encouraged, of course, and they suggested to them to OD on medication. And why do they tolerate this? Their mental state. They're suffering many mental issues, so hence why they are how they are and why they suggested to that user to OD on pills. To that user and anyone else who is suicidal, just don't. I get life sometimes sucks, it does and it's hard, but if you just quit, life won't get better. If you are feeling suicidal, contact the helpline. They can help you, they're more capable of handling such than random people on the internet. And if you need to, go see a therapist or psychiatrist for extra help, but suicide is not the appropriate way to get away from it all. And here's the thing, you can never get away from it all. Like, sometimes you may be able to a bit on occasion, but just trying to escape it all just doesn't help. And that's a hard thing, but life does get better. There are many people who are an example that life does get better. There are a lot of people who have gone through like a lot of stuff, like horrible things, but their lives got better because they didn't quit. The other one was on them blocking more of their critics who they mix with literal trolls, and to be quite frank, most of the people they block are primarily critics, as they can barely take criticism, and they block those critics so they can continue their agenda of spreading the word of a 2D anime girl who they claim is real when they're a fictional character. And like always, it's just their mind that causes open spaces of air to seem like a fictional 2D anime chick is real.
Banned.
Ah yes, another day, another blocking of 100 critics. That's fun. Anyway, since their return, they went back to uploading again after those 2 videos, with a video called, "If me and Yuri were insane, you would talk to us, not troll and ban us." Okay, I am already feeling the intense irony of this title, but we need to know what this video is about, so let's just get into this.
Hey guys. Um um I got 2 videos coming out. Which hopefully I can get both of them out today. But anyways then, today I just found out how me and Yuri are sane, and we are not insane after all. Because if we were insane and needed help, you guys would not ban us from your channel and troll us. You would talk to us. So therefore, we are not insane and need help. You guys are insane and need help and need to stop breaking the terms of service. Because this is not funny. Which also too, if you're gonna make a video about me, at least get some proof and evidence first. Do not make up all this proof and evidence like that one guy did in Yandere Gaming's video, that was on Discord, because I never said any of that, and you guys just made it up. But at the same time, though, how would you, how did you guys find out my name? Because that's one thing I can't figure out. How did you guys even find out my name, or get that video of me cutting myself, or get that video of that one guy being skinned alive? Like, that's one thing I can't figure out. Hmm. Because even if you're into gore, how would you have known about me cutting myself? Well, at least the video, anyways, because I honestly don't hide the fact that I cut myself. Still though. Sorry, I just had some ribs I did. Which, and right now there's a dead skin part right here. But anyways, then yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I found the following ironic. First, they claim they aren't insane because people would have tried to talk to them, but here's the thing. When someone would try to talk to them about it, like myself or Yandere, they'd just start fighting with them, or people in the channel's comments block them from his channel for quote-unquote trolling, and sometimes make it worse, such as sending threats. To try and talk it out with them is just as useless as criticizing Pokimane. One negative criticism and you become public enemy number one. Second, they're trying to pull the TOS card again, claim people are breaking YouTube's terms of service, but they're a hypocrite since they're breaking the guidelines and terms of service themselves by promoting self-harm and threatening people, as well as having encouraged one user to OD because they wanted to commit suicide. And they essentially don't have much of a right to use a claim when they're no better. And since they look like a hypocrite, it's not a good look for them and it makes them look stupid. Third, with the proof and evidence, well, people did have a lot to bring to the table, which Jackson denies. Yandere has screenshots. The person who told Yandere about such had screenshots of the conversation with Yuri Jackson. Even if you delete something, people may have taken screenshots, such as the person who had talked with Yandere about Jackson. Even if you delete something, people may have taken screenshots, such as that person who talked about Yuri Jackson with Yandere Gaming. Jackson claims the evidence given was made up, and if people were to prove something, they would need real proof and evidence. But they don't explain how certain evidence is false, nor give any evidence themselves that the evidence presented is false. And that contradicts their claim. If they were to prove it, they would need to elaborate and have solid evidence to back their claim, which he didn't, so that's an immediate oof for that, and more hypocrisy as he said to get real proof and evidence when he doesn't do it either. Fourth, for the discovery of his real name, why the person who talked with Yandere knew, it was because they found out their IP. The person who talked with Yandere had used an IP grabber, so hence why they found out. I'm not entirely sure, but pretty sure that's how they found out. Fifth, they confirmed the Deadhouse video because they knew the contents of it, but they don't explain how they didn't send it. Unless they have their proof and evidence, they haven't proven such, and there are screenshots of them sending such video. The person who had talked with Yandere had seen it before from their conversation with Jackson, and they have screenshots. I'm gonna look at Yandere's video. Hold up. Yeah, there's a portion of it in the screenshot, but it's barely visible for the sake of the viewers and YouTube. I'm not going to show it obviously. It will trigger some viewers and YouTube wouldn't allow it because of the gore in it. The same for why they don't allow promotion of things like self-harm, which Jackson promotes, but they fail to realize that. Besides, any sane person would know that, but Jackson doesn't know, and with that video, it makes him look more bad and hypocritical. Besides, he barely proved anything nor brought anything to the table. He brought less stuff to it than me. All this video did was not prove certain things about them were false. They made themselves look more stupid and just showed that he does not get a thing anyone says. This next video will be on how he quote-unquote escaped the hospital, which I'm sure they might have just let him go so they can be at home for a while, reconnect with the outside world a bit. If they had escaped, the employees would have taken notice and then tracked them down to get them back to the hospital. But we'll see if they go on hiatus again. So this is the tale of their dazzling escape. Hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, so by the looks of things, I am going to be able to get the second video out today, which is this one you're watching right now. But anyways then, this one is about how me and Yuri got out of the hospital, which this isn't the first time we've gotten out. Last time we did the exact same thing, which was manipulate the hospital. Which last time I was in there for a week though. This time I was in here for 2 weeks, which was boring as and annoying as. But it was quite funny though because there was this one guy who decided to chase the sun by the side of the road, which that guy we actually did help him and figure out why he was there. So hopefully he can get out sooner and get into cutting so he can be saved. But anyways, then yeah, then we manipulated the hospital. We did so we could get out sooner. So even if we go back to the hospital, there's nothing you can do to keep us from getting out. Cause I was thinking of stealing a key card I was and getting out that way, but yeah, if I would have gotten caught though, in terms of if security would have gotten me, I would have been in a padded room then, so or on the other side. So yeah, whatever.
Most of this stuff is just them giving their spin on the tale of how they got out, and they claimed they had done so by manipulating the workers, which I'm sure they barely would, considering how they fail to try to convince people like me that self-harm is good. I get it would seem boring and a bit annoying, you wait in a room for hours, I get it, I've been to many hospital rooms before, it's long and boring, getting diagnosed takes time, but it's for the sake of your mental state. So, you're at least lucky to get some help, bud. I'm sure many people who are concerned with your mental well-being are feeling relieved that you are getting some help, and you should continue getting help. Those hospital visits may be boring and long, but you're at least getting some help, and we're glad for that. For the guy who was chased and helped by a hospital worker, well, I'm sure things would have worsened if they cut themselves, because self-harm inches people closer to their gravestone than helped them, and some people live to tell the tale. Like that one guy from your comments. So yeah, that's like pretty much a good example of why self-harm doesn't help Jackson. I'm sure Jackson will be continuing on with their usual stuff, which might change slowly for the better over time as they were in the hospital, so they might be having different hiatuses so they can go for an appointment. So I'm sure they're getting some mental help. Hopefully. Getting help was good. It's gonna help them stop from cutting themselves, gonna get them to at least realize trying to promote people harming themselves isn't good, and by then, people would stop making videos on them, like me, and then the drama surrounding them will end. It will take time for such to hopefully happen, but for now this person will definitely continue the usual stuff they do, make those videos, promote self-harm, telling their critics they deserve to die, all that sort. For this drama, it will continue on for a while, which depends on the actions they do. Some people will end up making more videos on them, like Savage Central, but for now I say not to bother with them for now, even though I did the opposite so I can bring you this. Unless they do end up bothering you, don't deal with them. You can block them if you need to, even if he is using an ult, which you might end up blurring over time if it is one of his ults or not. Besides, this guy doesn't care if anyone dies from self-harm, and he will hope people do die even if they are saved. So if you're looking for a good reason as to why to ignore this person, it's that they don't care that people will die, even if they are saved by them. So if you're just gonna consider like joining his cult and whatnot, well, I suggest not to. He won't care if you die. For Yuri Jackson, if they are watching this video, well, all I have to say is that you definitely aren't okay, you aren't sane, you've been rude and immature with your responses like sending threats and telling people to die. You need help for your mental health and state. Get some help for your autism and PTSD. It's good that you were at the hospital. I hope things get better for you mentally and in life too, as of course, life does suck sometimes, I get it, everybody gets it. But self-harm isn't the way to go, and you should listen to what your critics have to say, and they did try to get it to you that you needed help, but you didn't listen, so here we are. Many of us don't have intentions to harass you or troll you. We wanted to help you. We wanted to point out to you that you needed help, but you just block us because we talk about you negatively, which you see as trolling and bullying and harassment, when it's barely that. The reason people have blocked you is because you were promoting self-harm and you try to get some more people to cut themselves, which isn't acceptable and no one wants that on their channel. Self-harm doesn't save anyone. That's why mental health services out there exist. They're there to help. Also, be sure to get some sleep. The dark ring around your eyes concern me. Unless it's eyeshadowed, then get some sleep. Trust me, it feels good to have a nice nap every once in a while, like 30 minutes or an hour, and that's a part of what keeps people sane. I'm gonna leave Jackson alone until something interests me. I may as well get back to buds for buddies again. Anyway, this video isn't meant for harassing or riling up a hate army against them. That's not how you handled the issue. It just puts you on the same level as him, and it doesn't make you any better than him, and it just makes you both look like a man-child. This video is just to update you all for this situation. So for now, I'm gonna leave this be unless you've got some new dirt on this guy for me, or you've got a topic for me to cover. I'll be doing homework, especially since English class is the worst class in any American school. If you want to know more on this issue, you can watch my videos and Yandere's videos on him. That way you are at least a bit up to date on the issue. Until Savage makes the video on Jackson, of course. So anyway, yeah, this is Midnight and I'll see you all next time. Jackson, best of luck to you and your mental state.